Okay, so this is going to be your Epson 4800 4880 daily maintenance regimen. You have to do this every day, or eventually the print head's going to clog. A replacement print head comes in at around $1,000. So, first thing we're going to do is come over to our RIP software, and we're going to go Devices, Manage Devices. We're going to select the 4800, hit this little printer icon up here, and we're going to do a head clean and a nozzle check. And then we're going to wait about, this is going to take about a minute or two. Okay, it's going to take about 30 seconds, and then after that, you're going to get your nozzle check. You're going to want to go down the line. As you can see, we're missing a couple of nozzles here and there. Like one or two here and there will be fine. When you start losing whole lines of nozzles, that's when you start to have a problem. So one of the things that we like about this printer is how simple it is to do print head maintenance. So if you look in here, see this blue button? Just gonna push the blue lever right there straight down, and the print head rolls straight away. Now look at this mess. All this ink in the capping station's got to get more or less cleaned up. So, in a small syringe with cleaning solution, I'm just going to put a dab into there. And we're going to just proceed to mop this up more or less. So I'll take a blue paper towel. See how that ink and the solution is just getting absorbed right into it. I got a lot of it, but not all of it. Take a little bit more. Don't want to splash it too much around the electronics. Move up. Paper towel. And we're dabbing it with our fingers. I'm trying to see still. A little bit in there I don't like. And we're going to continue to go in. That's fairly clean. I want to go in there one more time. And you could afford to let this sit and soak in for a little bit. As you can see on the right side, there's a little bit more buildup than we like to see. So letting it soak in for a minute or two is good. For the sake of the video, we're just gonna go through it. Okay. Now we're gonna repeat essentially the same process. That's the spit station there. That one's the capping station. I'll let this soak in a little bit. All right, now that's at a minute to soak in. What I'm gonna do is you really wanna clean the edges. This is what keeps your print head clean, and we really wanna keep the edges of this thing clean and clear. We're also gonna go on and dab it just like before. Don't push too hard. This piece is spring loaded. You could knock it out of the way. These will obviously remain somewhat discolored no matter what. We really want to get as much of the ink up as possible. Still dirty in here, but looking a lot better. Right. So, the other thing we're going to look at right now, if I can crane in there. Come on, focus. Located right here in between the two is the squeegee, the wiper blade that actually wipes the print head off during cleaning. You got to keep this clean as well. Again, that's focus. That's right here. We're gonna wet a Q-tip basically. And we're gonna wipe back and forth, the front and the back. Look at all that crud that just came off of there. Another Q-tip. There's actual chunks of ink coming off of this now. And you really got to do this every single day to maximize the life of your printer. Alright, with the print head rolled back to the other side, we're going to take a piece of paper towel like this. We're actually going to more or less soak the whole thing with cleaner. The key ingredient in the cleaner is ammonia and alcohol, which evaporates. And when it evaporates, it's going to migrate up. We're going to roll the print head back over it very lightly. We don't actually want to hit the rag. And as the ammonia and the alcohol evaporates, it's actually going to re-agitate ink that's stuck to the top of the print head and hanging down, which can give you defects in your print. And that ink is going to fall now onto that rag. This is going to take a minimum of a half hour, but you can also afford to do this overnight. So it's been about 20-30 minutes. And all that mess fell off the print head. Now if you leave it like this overnight, it's even more dramatic. We're going to pull that. Slide that back over. And that's how we start the day every day. Something else you're going to want to do is you're going to want to close all these air holes, all 8. Slide your levers up and then pull each ink cartridge out. You have to shake it, especially these whites. They have what you call a high solid count, and the heavier portions of the ink actually sink to the bottom and the water rises to the top of the ink. And what this does is just creates mud at the bottom, water at the top. That mud goes through the ink line. It's going to clog the print head, so you have to remove and shake all the ink cartridges every single day. Or at least every single day you're going to run. If you're not going to run, you know, you can afford to let it sit. Unfortunately, if you're not running every day, all the ink in these ink lines is going to become separated. The CMYK you won't notice much of a problem with, but the white ink in the whole ink line will be separated. You're going to end up having to do a power cleaning or something to flush the ink through. If all of your ink is separated, you need to remove all your cartridges, shake them up, and you're going to hit menu, down, 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 maintenance, down, down, power clean. This wastes a lot of ink, but this will flush all the separated ink from the system. There's no way to unseparate the ink that's in the hoses once it's become separated. If you leave it Friday to Saturday to Sunday night, come in Monday, definitely all going to be separated. If you go days without shaking the ink, definitely going to be separated. So bear in mind you may have to do that.